Hey, what's up? What's up? Joe in Vegas back with another review. Rod Stewart, the legend, Sir Rod Stewart, also known by his legal name, the motherfucking man. Rod Stewart is awesome. I haven't seen him in a while, probably since a year or two before COVID. I used to go see him all the time at Caesars. It was always one of my favorite shows. He is just awesome. There's this level. I know level's not the right word. There's a class of musicians from this era. There's these Billy Joels, Elton Johns, Rod Stewarts. They're the only person in that class. There's nobody like these guys. They have so many hits. They're so unique. They are the perfect voice for the songs that they have. They are the perfect look for the videos of the 80s and for the songs that they have. They just hit the nail on the head. They are catalog artists. They have been around for 50 years and have all the hits that have stood the test of time, that have even gotten better over time. And Rod Stewart is in this class with this elite group of guys. There's no doubt about it. Every time I see him, I'm just reminded about how fucking awesome and how fucking cool this guy is. I don't get it. I get it, but it's just like, it's such a cut above everything else. So, Rod was back. He's starting up again. I think he did a couple shows a couple months ago, but that's really the first time back from COVID. So it's great to have him back. It's always a staple. Let's start with ticket prices. So before COVID, I used to go see this show. It was pretty cheap, man. $50 to $100 would get you some pretty good seats on the orchestra level. Nothing specific to Rod. It's just the way tickets have gone. They're absolutely out of control right now. I paid $160 a ticket plus fees. You know, the best way to know what your fees are, it's basically the cost of a third ticket. So if you're spending $100 on a ticket and you're buying 2 tickets for a show, assume the price will be $300. If you're paying $200 a ticket, assume the price will be $600. There's always, the fees add up on 2 tickets, always almost add up to a third full ticket. It's so fucked up and it's sad. And no one seems to be doing anything about it. So unfortunately, this is the reality of concert going these days. Ticketmaster can suck my dick. They are fucking assholes and they're greedy fucking pigs. And I want to blame them, but I also, the artist, you know, it's one of those things. Ticketmaster points at the artist points at Ticketmaster. But Rod Stewart tickets for the back of the orchestra level was $160 a ticket. So it's pretty pricey, man. For 3 tickets, you're talking $450 with fees. That's a lot. It's a lot. He's worth it. He is. But he is slower than he used to be. So let me start also by saying I missed the first few songs. I have been to 1,000 shows at the Coliseum, one of the best venues out there. It's always cookie cutter. The show always starts at 8. Artist goes on 8:15-ish. They're done by 10. Always the same thing. Always great. I didn't even look at the ticket. I assumed Rod would be starting at 8 o'clock like everybody else. We went to go to the gate to scan in our tickets at 8 o'clock, and I already hear him going on in the background. And the lady at the front told me he started at 7:30. I couldn't believe it. So I missed the first couple songs. This was Friday night. I went. It's now a day later. I waited on the review because I was hoping someone would post the set list, but it looks like nobody posted the set list from Friday night. They posted one from tonight. So I'm going to go off of the set list from tonight. It's probably the same. It looks mostly the same. But if I get the first couple songs wrong, I apologize. I walked in right around Forever Young, or You Wear It Well. That's when I walked in. So tonight he did Some Guys Have All the Luck, Having a Party. Have You Seen the Rain, which is a Creedence cover, which I'd be upset if I did miss that. It Takes Two, You Wear It Well, and then this is where I came in. Forever Young, Reason to Believe, Someone Like You. These are all monster hits. These are all songs that I cannot even imagine anybody other than Rod's really distinct, beautiful, rough, rugged voice. That strain that he has in his voice is perfect. It's perfect. Someone Like You, Every Picture Tells a Story, Maggie May, Young Turks, Downtown Train, Rhythm of My Heart. This is where it started to get a little interesting. So the next song on the set list is I'm So Excited, which is a Pointer Sisters cover. This is where I started to notice the difference between Rod now and Rod a couple years ago. And I'm not going to ding him for that. The guy is 80 years old. I cannot be mad. You cannot be mad at the guy if he's slowing down, because it's just an honor to even see him. But before COVID, 4 years ago or so, when I used to see him all the time, he would be a powerhouse. He would just power through the show, wardrobe changes. He would do a big thing he's been doing for years, where he would kick soccer balls into the crowd. He did that during, what song? You're in My Heart, I believe, is when he does that. He did not do that this show. And what I noticed in this show is that he was, I don't want to say struggling, because there were flashes of him that were just, majestic. When he is on and he is hitting those notes and it's just Rod, wow. But like for this one, he took a break, and the background singers, who are great, they did the full Pointer Sisters song. I'm so excited. The full song. I don't like when they do covers like that, especially when he's not singing, because there's a lot of hits that he did not do, but they were getting full songs. So I have to imagine he did it so he can have a little break. Can't be mad. I cannot deduct points from him. Like I said, he's still out there killing it. But I just thought it would be important for the review to it is noticeable that he's slowed down. He battles through it. He's not, you don't physically see it. You just catch glimpses of it. He goes off stage more. He doesn't look like he's struggling. He just looks like it's a very well thought out set list that gives him breaks. He does a lot of wardrobe changes, which he always has, but I think those wardrobe changes do give him a little bit of a break also. So I'm so excited. Then The Killing of Georgie Part 1, great song. Tonight's the Night, god damn, so good. You're in My Heart, that's where he does the whole tribute to his football team in the background. Have I Told You Lately? One of those classic. God, see his voice. It's there's nothing like it. It's so raspy, but it's so perfectly in tune, and it's so distinct. There's nothing like it, and it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Then here's another one. They did Lady Marmalade from that Patti LaBelle song from Moulin Rouge. Same thing. He was off stage for a full song. Came back on. He did Stay With Me from The Faces. I love that song. It's such a good song, and he's great on it. And then he goes into Do You Think I'm Sexy? And then he comes back and does the encore for The First Cut Is the Deepest. For me, that was the highlight of the show. There were a lot of highlights, but man, Rod singing The First Cut Is the Deepest is so soulful. And his voice got better throughout the show for sure. But God, it is so awesome when he sings that. It's so perfect. It's everything you want from Rod Stewart. So now looking back, now that this is the set list, there are songs, there are big hits, Hot Legs, stuff like that he did not sing. And the set list is definitely shorter than it's been in the past. I can't be mad. I can't be mad. You have to just be grateful that we are still in a time that you can go see this guy for a few $100 and just get something that is just perfect. I highly recommend this show. I have probably seen it 6 or 7 times in my life, and I've loved every single one of them. Scale of 1 to 10. It's not as good as it used to be, but it's still a hell of a lot better than just about any show out there. I'm going to give him a 9.65 out of 10. It's an honor to be able to see guys like this. They, like I said, they're all at the end. Elton John's retiring. The Billy Joel's got to be close to the end. These residencies are giving these guys a few more. Probably another 5 or 10 years than they would have if they still have to tour the world. But Rod's still out there. He's still touring. He is perfect. He is awesome. Rod Stewart and Caesar's Palace is a fantastic show. If you're coming in town, if you're a local, if you've never seen this show, run to see his show. It's fantastic. Thanks for listening. Subscribe, comment, leave some comments if you were there, if you weren't there. If you were there and can correct the first few songs of the set list, if this set list was right, I'd appreciate that. Thanks so much for listening. Go see Rod Stewart, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you at the next show. Bye-bye.